Alright, how's it going everybody? Arctic Gaming here, back with another video. In this one, guys, we are going to be playing Elden Ring. So, I played a little bit of the game for quite a while, actually. Just because I wanted to figure out the main, function of the game. Because I didn't want to be spending hours trying to figure out how to play the game. So, to get the overall basics of it, I went in and went ahead and started it. But we are going to be starting a new game, new, clean, fresh content for you guys. So, we have multiple different types of characters. Uh, for my first playthrough, I actually went for a confessor. But I later went ahead and made a samurai. But samurais aren't really my particular build. So, I feel like to start off, we're going to need someone that we can, build up and make our own. And I feel like maybe a warrior. Let me decide real quick. All right, so I've decided I'm gonna go with a warrior. Just because I feel like a warrior would be beneficial to me. So we're gonna go for that. All right. Just go through the door, and let's go head over to meet our first boss in the game. So later on, we're gonna have to come back here to fight this boss again, but that'll be later on. All right. Well, we start our ground. All right, so we got Flasketeers and Flaskecerean tiers, so gonna keep those equipped. Use direct messages to other worlds. Okay, so that's just for writing stuff down. So right here, so this is where we learn all the basics. We do the main tutorial. I don't think we actually needed to use that, but it's okay. Alright, let's get this touch of grace. Now, we are starting off like brand spanking new, so we're not gonna have anything that I had in my other world, so I'm gonna have to get used to that. Alright. So this is said to be the easiest boss that we fight during the whole game, which is true. Sometimes they just have him hit me. Alright. So, get out. Grab this collectible up here. Alright. A couple things during this playthrough. We are gonna get spells. Spells are very, very important to what we're gonna go through. There is actually a staff that I want to get early on in the playthrough. We're not gonna be able to use it early on, but I do want to be able to have it. So there's this giant guy. He's called the Tree Sentinel. I wasn't actually able to beat the Tree Sentinel until I reached around level 40, maybe 50. Just because of how difficult he was to beat. He is very difficult. So I'm not going to worry about him. So we got the smithing stone. That's awesome. We can use that later on. We're not going to use it now. I want to get a better sword before I do that. So for right now, we're just going to run with this sword and we're going to make it count. Just because this sword is fine, I honestly just don't like how slow it is. I like faster swords for when I want a faster sword, so we're going to focus on that. Something else I want to get is arrows, and I'll tell you why I need arrows in the future, but as of right now, don't worry about why I need arrows. So here we're just getting this map fragment. We're not going to worry about the enemies over here. At least not yet, just because they are pretty much, they're not difficult to beat, but for new players they are, so we're not gonna worry about that yet. There is a weapon in here that we can actually get real quick, and they will hit. But that is why we're here, to get that great sword. The sword isn't bad. It's good for, just starting out. You need, a quick little, hey, I need a sword real quick, besides the one that I got. So, it's pretty good for that. There's gonna be another thing over here that we're gonna get as well. Right. Alright, this is the flail. So, we cannot use the flail until we get, I think, somewhere above the realm of... I don't remember, honestly. It's okay, though. So, very important thing. Try to utilize as many touch of graces as you can, just because of how useful they are in the game. So this is where we get Torn.
Have you heard of the They sir, but you
So,
I can
we're
play
gonna
the
do that.
turning to aid you. You need to the foot of the then it's set.
Except,
Summon me. I bequeath.
right.
Use it. It will summon torrent.
Thank you.
Treat him with
First and foremost thing that we want to do. First thing, obviously vigor. That is something you definitely want to work on. The second thing is, depending on what character you are or what do you want to be, uh, intelligence and strength and dexterity are going to be their three main what you want to focus on. So if you want to focus on casting spells, then intelligence is going to be the way to go. If you want to focus on just weapons and being an overall brute force, then strength is going to be the way to go. Uh, Dexterity is also going to help with strength, just because you start off uh, needing to get pretty high dexterity. So you're going to want to do all that.
All on you and heading to enticed. Well, that, but I don't have. It's scary. I want to be on nothing but.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go back over here, and we are going to talk to. Um, so we're going to actually see if
this
yes,
way
she is.
tarnished.
All right. So
I was entrusted by torrents.
here we go. Now since we have that,
Tis a
we have
bell
the
for
bell.
summon them with spirit now it is
Now we
dying.
can take the lone wolf ashes, and we can actually level that up later.
Forgive mine
But for
intrusion,
right now, we actually
I doubt we shall
are able to
again
equip them. So we now have a pretty powerful
lands between.
ash, by the way. This is probably one of the best ashes as of right now to get, so it's pretty nice. But what we do want, in fact, is to come up here and go right over here to these ruins right here. And the reason for this is that there's actually a trap chest up here that we actually want to exploit. So want to exploit this as much as possible. So just go ahead. You can actually just quickly just jump down there, but I want to get these guys killed just because, one, they're a little annoying for one, but also because it's better if you kill them now so that you don't have to worry about needing to kill them later. So we can actually come down here. Here. Alright, and then here's the door. Now, the dogs are going to probably come after us, so we're going to heal first. But this is the trap chest that we are looking for. Actually, it isn't. This is the twin blade, which is actually still good. We do want the twin blade. But there's another place we have to go. All that. But no, we're just jumping around and doing all that. So, you come here, and we're going to be transported all the way to a very particular spot on the map that is terrifying for most. And so if you guys see this, please try this yourself. It is going to be very helpful for you. So, get now we're all the way over here in Celia. So we're gonna have to actually go out here to that map fragment first. But for right now, we can actually leave through this passage right here. So if you're slow, don't actually cause attention to yourself, you can actually run away. And you don't actually get hit by anything. You can make it to here. That you got hit by, but don't worry about it. You have a flask. It doesn't actually one-tap you, which is nice. And then you can come over to here to this Touch of Grace. When you reach this Touch of Grace, it will reset all of the ads around you so that you don't have to actually worry about killing anything or getting killed by something. So, you're going to do that. Then you're going to make your way out of here. So, when you get out here, you're going to have to watch your back pretty profusely. This is a very bad area to be just because of where you are. But what we're going to actually be doing is finding a place to go that many people know about. I'm going to be showing you now. So here is actually where we are going to get something called the meteorite staff. It's right here. So come in here. There's going to be some poisonous enemies that you want to avoid. Nope, nope, nope. Get away. Get away. All right. So you want to avoid those as much as possible, so that you can get this right here. They're not going to let you live, pretty much. So what we're going to do, heal up. We're actually going to stay pretty much far away from them as possible. And you don't want to stand in this river too long, just because, as you can see, the bar below us is getting filled up, and we do not want that to happen. So quickly pick this up. It does pause the game a little bit, so don't be too scared about that. So, as of right now, you now have acquired one of the best staffs in the game. It's called the Meteorite Staff, and the reason why this is such a good staff is because it gives you a very big increase on gravity spells. Alright, so from here, you're going to just talk to everybody, make sure you can talk to everybody. For everybody worried about, like, you know, whether or not I'm going to be able to get spells early on, this is the guy you want to see for that. He gives you a lot of incantations that you can use that will pretty much be really good for you in the future. I started off with Flame Sling and Urgent Heal just because they were really good for me at the moment. But currently I do not use any of these because I have outgrown them due to the other incantations I have found. But you will be a different subject. This guy. This guy is actually where you strengthen all of your weapons. So you just use whatever you have to strengthen that. Then there'll be something called Ashes of War, which will be certain abilities that you can get for your armor and all that. So now all we have to do is get out of here, and we are going to go somewhere else entirely. So we're going to go ahead and go back to right here to Stormhill. And when we get to Stormhill Shack, we are going to go straight from there all the way to the castle. And, just kill everything immediately. You can actually just pretty much just roam for the most part for most of this. You don't have to feel like, okay, well, I need to do all this now. You don't actually have to do it all now. So here's the front. This is where we actually defeat our first boss. And we're going to go on this Touch of Grace to reset the ads. And so when you're done, you're going to come up here. And this is actually where you find the first boss. So you actually have a summon right here so that you can summon a friend. And I'm going to go ahead and start this just so you guys can see what not to do when you first get into the game and you start a boss. So you're going to come right here. You're going to have the cutscene. He's going to come in. So what you're going to do, you're going to immediately pop that. Alright. right. And this guy is pretty tough to beat, so try to make sure that you can beat him pretty quick. The wolves are very important to have in this game, just because they take a lot of the brunt force, a lot of your attacks. Plus, they're good for aggroing the boss, which is something that you do want to highlight for yourself early on as well. Right, very on his hammer.
Warrior blood must
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead, try to kill him as fast as possible. Now, since our sorcerer is dead, we actually want to stay away from the boss and let some of our ads kill him for us. But as you can see, he's kind of a little beefy. We're about halfway, and because of that, he's gonna be a pretty tough beat without having help. So what you want to do is to actually have it to where you don't actually get hit at all, but obviously we did. So two things here. One, it was really good to have all of your enemies there, but because you had so many enemies aggroing the boss, you couldn't really get a clean shot on him. But it is good for having, one or two to help you. But overall, you do want to have more than that. So right now, we're actually going to take our flasks, and we're actually going to allocate them so that all of our flasks go into healing ourselves. Reason we want to heal ourselves is because we don't actually use our sorcery on this character. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Probably focus mainly on just getting all that. This is the guy that I was talking about that you can actually beat. He is pretty tough. He will take you a minute. Stay wary of his attacks. They are pretty close range attacks. And I know you have to get pretty close to him to actually be able to fight him. So try to be aware of that. Don't just try to attack him immediately. If you're not sure that you can beat him, I'd say that if you are confident you can beat him, go ahead. Just go ahead, hit him one at a time. And there you go. And there you have an easy 1,000 runes, just to splurge a little bit for when you first start off. So we're actually going to use this to get that sword that we were talking about with the other guy. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back over to him to get that sword. Alright, and now that you've gotten back over here, comp up the Torn,
you again.
talk to this guy, and then you're going to make sure that you actually have enough. So I'm actually going to sell a couple of those runes so that I can actually have enough to buy. Right, so then we're going to buy this, and then we're going to actually buy a couple of arrows, and this is for the future, for what I'm going to be doing in the future. You guys don't have to worry about buying arrows right now. Right, so now we're going to equip it because, as you can see, the attack power is significantly more than our other sword. And this is a pretty much a faster sword than our other one. So again, this is just an easy way to get a pretty good, starting sword while you are early. And then from here, we're gonna actually go this way. We're gonna just venture around. There are certain things that we can get early on in the game from doing this. We can actually get Guts' sword from Berserk. We can get that early on. It's actually not Guts' sword, it's actually a great sword. We can get that early on. I'd say avoid everything in your path while you're going through and doing all this. So after you do this, go ahead and rest. All right. So now, here is why you want this Hut of Grace. Because right over here, there is another wagon, and as you guys remember from before, a wagon is actually something we want, because it has weapons. So what we're going to do, is we're actually going to come up here. We're going to go as slow as possible. We're going to ignore everything. There's actually a dog right there that we want to avoid pretty much profoundly. Then we're going to open this. And then we are going to pick this up. And there we go. We have probably one of the best swords in the game. Just right there, early on in the game. You do need 31 or 32 strength for this weapon. So, again, you can't use it just yet. It's just like the meteorite staff. But you do have it. So, kill that guy. And we're going to come over here. So, in here, it's going to be a mini dungeon. Mini dungeons are all around the map. They're actually pretty useful for those of you who actually want to get started in the game pretty early on. So catacombs like this will actually help you reach where you want to be in the game. So I'm going to come down here and be wary, okay? There are enemies that will jump out and get you because they just really like to do that. So you're going to crouch when you come in here. Watch out on the left. There's an enemy right here on the left that will do that to you. And as you can see on the bottom here, we have them doing bleed damage. Bleed damage is very, very bad. It is something that enemies do in the game where if you get up to max bleed, you will bleed out, and that is not good to actually get enemies done. So here, you're gonna get all this, and this is actually something you really do want, is to have a Wandering Noble Ashes. This will be something that is gonna help you tremendously throughout this entire playthrough. Go back to that Grace. Then, just gonna go right here, and we're gonna pass these guys entirely. We don't have to go back there anymore. Do not have to go back there anymore. And now we are on the boss. This boss is pretty difficult to beat. He's pretty fast, so make sure you kill him as fast as possible. So just be wary of that. But this one is obviously pretty easy to kill. He's not, too difficult. His attacks are fast, but it is pretty slow, so make sure you're not too upset if you don't get it. This first boss is going to be tough. So you're going to talk to this girl. You're actually going to get this jellyfish, and that's it. That's it. That's all you have to do. You just got to do that. Just talk to her, and then you will get the jellyfish. The jellyfish, in my opinion, is amazing for bosses just because of how diverse it is. You want to let your jellyfish get the aggro of the boss from now on. So you're going to stay away from them both. Just to let the aggro hit. So I'm going to stand here so that the boss can actually go to the jellyfish. No, and you're not going to want to do that. It's something you definitely don't want to do.
Smouldering with thy meager flame. Cower in fear.
And there you have it, everybody. I was not expecting that boss to take as long as it took. It probably took me at least 7 tries to be able to do that. I was so angry about it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys are made it to this part of the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And in that comment, tell me if there's a build in Elden Ring that I should run, because I am 100% new to this game. I know like up until the second boss, but then after that, I'm a little fuzzy up until the third boss. I'm like completely lost. Please, somebody tell me a build that I can run to make this easier for myself. I do intend to do a rune farm in the future so that I can get all of my levels up to par and so that I can get my character up to par as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and check out some of my other videos. I have a whole bunch of Destiny videos. I have a little bit of Fortnite and Minecraft videos as well. My Minecraft videos aren't really up there, but they're good for, if you're a little tired and you just want to hear somebody talk. So go ahead and do that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.